everyone. Thank you for tuning in with Dr. Leisha, the preacher.
Take the I-475 South, US 23 South exit on the left toward Maumee, Dayton.
Okay, that's really loud. Let me turn it down. Sorry about that, guys. I am on the road. I'm on the road. Yes. I'm on the road. Y'all know I've been waiting for over a month for my life to line up. It might have been longer than a month. I've been talking about being on the road. Sorry, if my head is cut off. It's just that the way my phone is sitting while I'm driving, you know. But anyway, I'm on the road. I just crossed into Ohio. Y'all know I'm from Michigan, and so I only had to clear an hour in Michigan, and so now I'm in Ohio. And it takes about 5 hours to clear Ohio, I think. 4 to 5 hours to clear Ohio. I think it's 5. But hold on, let me go a little faster. I have my cruise control on. Okay, but I'm about to get on this exit 475 East. Normally I would be on 75, but there's a lot of construction on 75 in Michigan, southern Michigan, you know. Okay, so I'm turning. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just make the wrong turn? I made the wrong turn, guys. Hold up. I'm gonna have to turn around. I went north versus south. Okay, I gotta go south. What was it? Hopefully this will be my last time making this trip driving, especially by myself. You know. But the reason why I turned the video on in the first place, as I correct myself with my driving error here, I want to talk about just pearly things, okay? It's just pearly things. I believe that she needs to leave the space. I think she needs to stop talking about black people issues and just gracefully, you know, move on to something else. You know, a different topic, you know. She could, you know, she's rich anyway, so she can just switch her gears to something else that'll hold people's attention, you know, whatever. But before I say goodbye to Miss Just Pearly Things, because she just needs to go on, you know, move on to something different, something more suitable for her and better. This is not a good space for her, in my opinion. And, you know, of course you may think differently, and that's fine. But before she go, I do want to point out that, oh boy, because we tribal people, I don't like using the word black anymore. It's hard not to use black in the world we live in, you know, because everybody relates to that word black. You know, they're resonate with it, comfortable with it. You know, it's just so socially accepted to be called black. But I'm from the tribe of Judah, and I consider myself a daughter of Jordan. Oh, hold on, wait. Hold on. Okay, yeah. All right. I can't drive, y'all. I can't. It's just that got a little mixed up here. Because this is a different way. There's construction, like I was saying, on 75. So it's taking me all a different way, adding an extra hour to my travel time. All that construction. But just before, you know, I send her off. Not that I have the power to send somebody off. But, you know, before she goes, because I believe eventually she will. She's going to have to exit left off the stage of black people issues. Eventually, you know. But what's happened that I've noticed in the manosphere, the black manosphere. I don't keep up with the okay, so I see that it was a needed thing to happen. I mean, I'm not mad at it. You know, she kind of divided the black manosphere even more than they were already divided. There's some division among the black manosphere, and I'll just say black men, because it's hard for me to say manosphere for some reason. Manosphere is just a weird for my mouth, so I'll just say black men. I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing, guys. Hold on. So 1A is going to put me on 75 South. Finally, after driving for an hour, I am on the right, headed to the right highway. But I believe she was useful in further dividing, separating the wheat from the tare. You know, the left from the right, the good from the bad, the good from the evil, whatever. You know, she did a very good job with a clean cut. A car was just coming over on me. Okay, I'm in my lane. I know I'm talking, but I'm paying attention. This car tried to come over. What are you trying to do? Anyway, so she made a clean cut of separation between the black men in the YouTube manosphere streets. The black manosphere streets. She made it, I mean, she did good in that regard. She split them right down the middle. Excellent job. Excellent job. But she still got to go. And I'm glad that there is this split. There is a split. So we women are followers. You know, we are followers. Does that mean we can't lead? Well, yeah, women can lead, but we don't need to lead men. We don't need to lead men at all. That's why she got to go. Because black men, they can lead themselves. Black men do not need a 25-year-old white woman to teach them anything. They really don't. And I have a video on another channel that I have, and I'm not nearly as active on that channel. I only have a few videos, and it's called Dr. Alicia the Preacher's Black Men's Court. And on that channel, I recommend that the only man that can correct the black man is a white man, not a white woman. I don't have a problem with black men being corrected and trained and taught by white men. I believe men make other men men. Women cannot make men. We can have babies and raise boys, but when it comes to men, it takes men to correct men. And I believe it takes white men to correct black men. Only because that's what they're used to. Only because we don't have enough in our own community for black men to respect each other enough to correct each other. Black men are not that close. They're so busy hopping in and out of each other's women's beds where they don't even trust each other. And if there's no trust, well, I personally don't use trust too much in life when it comes to people. I just trust God, but I use relationship skills with other people. You know what I'm saying? Healthy relationship skills as best I can. So, okay, So yeah. So, but I believe the only way black men can be educated, taught, trained, reprogrammed, any of that, is gonna come from white men. That's it. Because I be listening to these black men on YouTube, and they just argue so much. I mean, they're so divided, and they argue over everything, and they get so upset. And to be upset, to show anger and be arguing and all that on these panels and stuff, that's so emotional. Way too emotional. I disagree with the concept that men are not as nearly as emotional as women. I disagree with that, but I know we live in a world that teaches that, and so we all just say it, even though we all know it's not true, but we still just say it. Women are more emotional than men. Okay, y'all really believe that? I don't believe it at all. But let's just, for the sake of consistency throughout the world, these men get on these panels and they argue. It's hard to hear. You know, it's really hard to hear. I was just listening to, what's the name of this show? Hold on. What is the name of this show? I was listening to one of the guys. I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm doing. Whoever this guy is, I don't know if you guys can see it. Hopefully you can see it. I think it's Riley or something like that. Red Supreme. Okay, yeah. So the Red Supreme guy is live right now, and he's, you know, talking about how Tommy, I'm new to all this, y'all, so I'm new to all this. I'm learning these people's names and stuff. But some guy named Tommy Joymeyer or something Tommy Meyer, some type of Meyer. So this Tommy guy feels that you know, black women use sex to get money. Use sex to get money out of sex. Okay. So, and I was listening to that, and he's also talking about, of course, you know, just pearly things. All the black men are talking about Miss Pearly Things. All the black men talking about this white girl. I think they want her. You know what I mean? Even though she's a plain Jane, you know, plain Jane white girl, 25, young. They want her because she's young. She young, she rich. Why don't they want her? They want her. She young and rich. Even though she, you know, different. She's different, but them black men want her. That's why they fighting over her. She got them fighting. I ain't mad at Miss Pearly, for real. I ain't mad, but she still gotta go. I ain't mad. Because she split them up. Now each group can, you know, continue to develop themselves. Okay? And now we women can clearly decide which group to follow. Which group do we resonate with? You know? For real. I'm looking for the brothers that are supportive of sisters. Brothers that are biblical. Not that you have to be perfectly biblical. I don't even think that's necessary to be perfectly biblical. It's not necessary at all. Hold up, y'all. Hold up, wait a minute. Okay, let me see. Check something out here. Because I don't want to miss any more X's, y'all know. So that's what they're talking about. I was watching that. And I said, well, let me just, while I'm driving, you know, okay, so I got a minute. Okay. So anyway, I think she did a good job, but I think her job is done. At this point, black men do not need her, even though it's gonna take a minute before they calm down and stop fighting and drooling over her and wanting her guidance and wanting her direction and wanting her to employ them and give them jobs and, stroke their egos and, all of that. I know it's going to be hard to let Miss Just Pearly Thing go. Black men, it's going to be so hard for y'all to let her go. I feel sorry for y'all, I do. When y'all fall in love with, white women and feel like you just can't live without them because they're so special and they so smart and they help you and they employ you and you know what I'm saying? It's hard to be able to let them go, especially if you're the type that believe that black women are lazy and we just use sex to get money from men. It's gonna be hard for y'all to let Just Pearly Things go because she worked so hard. You know what I'm saying? She still gotta go, but she worked so hard learning all of y'all talking points. She worked so hard listening to you guys and then spitting it back out. Okay, she worked so hard by employing you guys and and paying you just enough. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, she seems to be a good businesswoman. She comes from a rich family. You guys are going to have a really hard time letting her go. Whether you love her or hate her, you're going to miss her. She young, she 25, she white, like bright white, and don't even try to tone it down at all. She's bright white. And she's tall too. I hear she's tall. Like I said, she's smart. She ain't no dumb woman or nothing like that. I don't have nothing against her. She just needs to go. She don't belong in this arena. She don't belong in here. Not among the black men. Now, if she want to come over to us, the sisters, she needs to deal with us sisters. If she want to tell us sisters how to be better women, then she needs to come straight to us. Don't go through our men to correct us. If she thinks she's correcting black women, you can't go through the men to do that. You come straight to us. Leave the men alone. Leave them alone because you splitting them up. We don't need you to do that. We don't need you to do that. But you did a good job. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Because there's good and bad to everything. And on my channel, we teach about, we discuss, managing our good and our bad side. Our good and bad. And like I said, it was good that she went on and, made that clear distinction between the black men who are more positive and those who are more negative. The wheat from the tare kind of thing. She did an excellent job. Now she can go. She can go ahead and go. Wow. So anyway, if she wants to, talk about being a wife, and if she wants to, quote unquote correct black women, she needs to be more direct and come straight to us and deal with us directly. Stay away from the men because men correct men and women correct women. Women correct women, men correct men. It's really that simple. I don't need a white woman to tell my husband, my sons, my grandsons what to do. She don't need, no white woman can teach no black men in my family anyway, how to be men. There's nothing she can do. need to be like any other woman to these men. According to these men, we women in general are just a dime a dozen. You know, just a quick nut anyway. So why is she being held to such a high standard and treated differently? Young and white, and they want to screw her. And as soon as they break it open enough, then they go discard her, like they do any other woman. I mean, since we are so disposable, you know what I'm saying? She, you know, but you know, she got a rich family, a rich daddy or something like that. So she already know. Trust, she's done her research. She's prepared. Either way, she's prepared for these black men. Trust me. She ready. She's done her research. She's been doing this for a minute. I've been listening to you know, these black men. I haven't even been on her channel, I don't think. I may have caught some shorts, these little short videos, but I don't know if they her videos. I haven't been on her channel. I don't know. I wonder why I haven't. I've been listening to the black men talk about her. I don't have to go to her channel because the black men got it covered. They got it covered, and it's, you know, interesting. So let me see, hold on. 188 miles. Yes, perfect. So I'm on 75. Just go straight. So but yeah, but on my other channel, Black Men's Court, Dr. Alicia preaches Black Men's Court, and I'll attach that video to this one. But I talk about how white men need to correct black men. Those who need to be corrected. I think there are black men who are disciplined and trained on how to be men, husbands and fathers and employers, and be responsible, held accountable. I think there are black men that are, you know, handling their business. But the black men that are out of order, out of alignment of God, then in this country, only white men can handle them. Because I've seen black men not even listen to each other. Like I said, they spend so much time arguing in these spaces till they don't listen to each other, they don't respect each other. And they tend to really be just smashing each other and sharing women. You know, like running through the same group of women. So, you know, they can't trust each other because they know that they sleep with each other's girls, you know. And so, so again, you know, I don't think women need to be over men in any capacity. Women don't need to be over men at all. And you may say, well then, didn't you say on your channel you want to run for president? Right. Wouldn't that be over men? No. I don't think just because you're a president means that you are over any particular group of people. You're just simply doing a job that happens to be one of the, I guess you can use the word highest positions, you know, in the country. And you may be doing, you know, international business and things like that. And do I believe a woman can do the job? Yeah, I think a woman can do the job. I think so. But I do believe that in this situation with just Pearly things, I think she's doing a good job. She's very professional and aware and all this kind of stuff. I don't agree with everything she say, of course. I don't agree. But I still think she's doing good work. I mean, she's successful. She, you know, whether I agree or not, I can admit that the work is good. The work is good. You know, just having access to these people, mostly these black men. And, but I think she's doing the right thing by, you know, having racist people on her panel. You know, just, I think she needs to stick with her own. She needs to stick with her own people. Keep working with white men. I mean, even if she having sex with a black man, if she got a black boyfriend and having sex with a black man, that's still different. That's personal. That's, intimate and has nothing to do with this industry. The industry, YouTube industry, this topic. No matter who she's sleeping with, she still don't need to be over black men and having the power and ability to split them up. They gave her the power. They did it. And now it's blowing up in their face. They need to listen to their own self. They sit up here every day making all these live, long videos, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hour live, videos. And they're not even taking their own advice. If women are so stupid and so lower class and second citizens and need to just, be quiet, stay at home and please the man, like these guys preach and teach, not all of them, okay, but a lot of them, the ones that she interact with, act like this and think like this and whatever, so but if that's the case, then why have one over y'all? Why have one leading y'all? Especially if she's younger than you. That don't even make no sense. She's younger than most of these men. And they're listening to somebody it don't make no sense. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, I know they want to use it as a business opportunity. I get the business part of it, yeah. Hanging out with her, being on her show, and stuff like that, yeah, brings more attention to them. They look to her for employment. She's a lick. They licking her. It must be something about that skin. That skin, they want to lick that skin. That pearly skin. I ain't mad. Y'all know, on my channel, y'all know I'm bi. And so, I have been known to interact with both men and women. And I've interacted with white women too. So I understand what y'all, I can relate, I'm just saying. But I know how to keep it in perspective too. That's how I know for a fact that can't no white woman tell me what to do, number one. If anything, she gonna be schooled. If anything. But I sure as hell know that don't no white woman have no place telling a black man nothing. What can she say? She a woman. Come on now. Your mother is the last person that needed to raise you. Black men. Your mama was the last woman needed to raise you. Once you reached an adult, at whatever age, you may have been an adult at 16, 17, 20, or 30. Some people don't even become adults until they 30 or 40 years old. So, I'm just trying to tell black men out there, you guys do not need a young white girl to school you, teach you, lead you, guide you, give you work. None of that. Do this for yourself. Please do this for yourself. I know y'all don't want to listen to me because I'm old. And in your mind, I'm ugly, ran through, all kind of stuff. I hear y'all. I be listening to y'all. Not often, but enough. Who can listen to you long enough without being depressed and want to just jump off the planet? Not too many women can tolerate listening to you guys for too long. So, but I still need to know how the brothers out there feel and act. I still have the right to know and need to know. And so that I can, you know, adjust myself accordingly, so I can, you know, help other women endure these times that we're in. We're in a time, scripturally, where it says that we're gonna experience all this stuff that we're going through. You know, men would just leave their families hungry, abandon women and children, and then blame them for it. That's the key. Abandon women and children and then blame them for it. I mean, it's all in the Bible. It's all in the Bible. There is nothing new under the sun. So I just want to encourage the, you know, men, black men, to you know, be more self-governed, self-disciplined, and don't let women rule you, guide you, lead you. What? I mean, she's the president of the United States. That's different, but it's still not you individually that the president of the United States is managing. Not you personally as an individual. They're doing it as a whole collective for a whole nation. You know what I'm saying? So for a whole country. I mean, I should say country. So, you know, but on this level that we're all dealing with on YouTube and on our daily lives, y'all don't need her. Y'all don't need her. And you may say, well, we don't need your ugly black ass either. You know, we don't need you. You old too? You just need to starve and die. I've heard those videos. Y'all just need to starve and die. Y'all ugly black, you know, lazy women who just use men, who, you know, use sex to get men's money. Okay, so let me talk about that a little bit. Black women using sex to get money out of men. Okay, so men say that women don't need to work, our money don't mean shit. So we just gonna be at home raising kids. Well, then how else we gonna get money? If we don't look to you for money, how we gonna get it? How we gonna get money if we don't come to you as a man? How can we be at home cooking and cleaning and raising kids with no money? How can we pay our bills? I mean, my bills is your bills. Because if I live in your home as a woman, if I live in your home, you're going to have bills regardless. Whether a woman live with you as a man or not, you got bills to pay. And when you let that woman move into your home, or you provide for her as you should as a man, then now you share the bills, you know. She's in your home, so she's impacted by the same bills that you already been paying anyway. So you're not like doing her a favor or kissing her ass. You the one that want a woman in your home so you can have sex. You are a man that wants sex. You want sex. You are a man who is commanded by God to provide. A man that don't provide for his household is worse than an infidel. So I don't understand what is being communicated here. How can a woman be a woman if a man is not going to be a man? And why is a man measuring his wallet? Where are you measuring your wallet unless you're trying to balance a budget? Now, if you balance a budget, that makes sense. But for you to take your money and put it next to my vagina, money and vagina. Now, men also say if a woman don't give it up, if she don't give up sex, then she ain't getting shit no way. man needs sex, and if a woman don't have sex with him, she ain't gonna get anything from, not even a burger. She can't get a cup of coffee, a burger, go on a real date and all this kind of stuff, unless she putting out. But yet, this same woman is expected to be quote unquote submissive and not necessarily work per se, and just cater to the man and not worry about money. Well, then how is the man able to connect money and sex? If men are tired of providing, just say that. Just say, we don't want to provide no more. We don't want to be men no more. Just say it and walk away. You ain't gotta throw us under the bus because you tired of being a provider. But you still want sex. Men want free sex. Free sex. They want to live alone and just have women swing through their place for a few hours here and there. And, you know, a variety of women is fine with them. A variety of women. And I'm not complaining. You know, I'm just telling a story. So, I mean, this part I'm not complaining. I mean, throughout this video, have I complained? Yeah, I've done a little complaining in this video, yeah. That's the point. But at this point, I'm saying this is not a complaint. Men want free sex. They don't want to provide for women anymore. They don't want to. So that's why also on my channel, I said that we need a family correctional tax. We need to redo our whole tax system. Redo the whole thing. Instead of forcing men to submit to one woman that they don't want to. Why do that? Why force men to submit to one woman? When men across the world can just all stay unmarried, and just pay into a system tax-wise that benefit women and children, all women and children. So if you're paying into a system that is providing for all women and children anyway, then you don't need to get legally married to just one. Be forced to bless just one woman. You can actually love who you want to love and have the children that you want to have. And if you choose to, you know, submit to monogamy and have a single family and, you know, single family home situation and all that, great. But for those of you, which it seems to be a whole lot of black men, they just don't want to be forced to submit to one woman, forced to raise kids and pay for the kids, and they don't want to. They don't want to. They don't want to. So why force them? Why force their hand with the way the tax laws are made up? Why force their hand the way the religious system is set up? Why force their hand when all you got to do is just adjust everything? Adjust the taxes and religion, adjust everything where people will stop hurting each other so much. Fix the system to accommodate women and children, where women and children do not have to suffer from the abandonment and neglect of men. Because men no longer want to, quote unquote, pay to play. They don't want to pay to play. The system is breaking them. The system is breaking their spirits, especially their wallets, breaking them down. And they're fighting with all they got. This is how I interpret. When I listen to these guys, the black men on YouTube, in the manosphere space, I just hear a their cry out. It's like they're crying out. It's like they're crying out. They're crying out. I wouldn't say for help per se, but they're crying out, letting it be known just how messed up this whole system is, and how it doesn't work for their best interest. It doesn't work in their best interest the way things are set up. So somehow, some way, we need laws to change where men don't have to be forced to settle down with one woman. You know what I mean? Don't have to be forced to do it. Now you're gonna say, don't nobody be forcing nobody to do anything. Well, yeah, there's a lot of societal pressure, a lot of political pressure to live monogamously, to live a certain way. It got old men. The way our system is set up. Now I know you guys think it's just a preference. You say preference. Fine. Well, I'm gonna break it down different. Our system is set up where old men, we talking like men that are 50, 60, 70 years old, are still chasing basically teenagers. They want 18-year-olds. 60-year-old men want 18-year-olds. Our system is just that challenged. Our financial system, our religious systems, all systems that we're under are so, they're not balanced to the point 60-year-old men are attracted to their own granddaughters. I know it's hard for them to look at it that way, but that's your granddaughter. I mean, she may not be your blood granddaughter, but she's somebody in your socials group granddaughter. When you go to family gatherings and stuff, she hanging out with the Barbie dolls. She playing Barbie dolls. You know what I'm saying? You got Motown music on and she playing with Barbie dolls still. You at family gatherings. She got on leggings. She got on, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with leggings, y'all. But I'm just saying, 60-year-old women don't usually wear leggings. Some do. I do. I'm not 60 yet, but I'm knocking on that door. I'm 53. I got on leggings right now while I'm driving down this highway. But I'm just saying in general, 60-year-old women do not dress like the 18-year-old girls. They don't dress like that. So, you walking around in your three-piece, pimp straight suit on, with your silky socks, your church shoes, and this girl out here with booty shorts and she twerking. Now, when you first married her, she might have been still looking all churchy fat, sitting out in the pulpit, in the bleachers out in the congregation, and you was getting all turned on because she was looking all, super innocent and looking like she don't know nothing in the world, and don't have a high body count. I know how you guys are. Y'all are, you know what I mean? You call it a preference, but it's really an indicator of how you have not developed as a man. How society has pigeonholed the whole situation where men feel like they have to, like robots or something. Till those who break out of the matrix, out of the system, they look crazy. It look crazy. It do. It look weak. It look like child molesters. It look like, and the 60-year-olds who's, marrying 18-year-old girls, like, oh no, she's an adult. She's grown. And I'm not her first. But I'm sure her first was probably somebody her age. Another child. Children having sex is different than when grown-ups, mature grown-ups that have had a lot of life experience, it's different when they have sex with kids versus two kids having sex together. When two kids are having sex, they're equally yoked. That's an equal yoking. But when you're 60 and 70 and you're still reaching down to 18-year-olds, yeah, it's legal. The Bible says what? All things are lawful, but that don't mean it's good for you. It don't mean it's good for her. It's definitely not good for her. Ugh. I mean, I'm 53. Okay? And it's a challenge for me, you know, to be with people my age. Because, you know, our bodies do change as we get older. I saw a video, some guy, I forget who it was. Probably the same guy that dragged me on his show. I wouldn't be surprised. But I just be scrolling looking at titles. I may not look at the videos. I'll just look at the titles and be like, I'm cracking up or whatever about these titles out here. But the one guy was saying that, you know, once you get 50, hit the 50, you look ugly. I didn't hear the video. You know, I was busy doing stuff, but I saw the title about 50. You know, 50-year-olds are ugly. You know what I mean? Or, you know, just ain't worth being with. You know what I'm saying? And so as our bodies mature, you know, so if you're 18 and you're looking at this 60-year-old man's body, when you could be looking at a 18-year-old body, girl. Oh God. Now see, people are trying to blame her. This, you know, like let's say you're 18 and you got a 60-year-old man who's hot after you. People would say that she's using her sex to get his money. Well, what is he doing? What is he using to get her sex? If she's using sex to get his money, then what is he using to get her sex? What is he using? Are men supposed to like just get free sex? Tap a girl on the shoulder, say, come on over here. Get the freak on. Thank you very much, ma'am. Like ordering fast food. Men want to treat sex like fast food, but don't want to pay for it. They want to use all these discount coupons and stuff and knock off as much of the price as possible to get a free meal. Black men want free Happy Meals. Free Happy Meals. That's what they want. And so, again, that's where, you know, just pearly things come in the picture. They ain't looking at her as no leader for real, for real. They try to get at her little young 18-year-old, 25-year-old hands. That's what they trying to do. Especially if they heard that she was sleeping with a black man, got a black boyfriend or something like that. I don't know how true it is. I can't imagine that. You know what I mean? Because, you know, she comes from a wealthy family, you know. So she may end up with a really rich black man. She ain't gonna pick none of the men that she's talking to. These men that she's training and teaching, educating, and being a leader over, she ain't trying to sleep with them. She ain't trying to hit that. She gonna get it. If she end up with a black man, which I doubt, but if she do, he's gonna be wealthy like a athlete or an entertainer, you know, somebody with real bank. People like us, that all those millions of people watching their videos, we're watching their videos. They're not gonna mess with us, and she ain't gonna mess with the average guy. If you ain't got bank, she ain't gonna be bothered. And I don't blame her. I wouldn't be bothered either. If you're a rich white girl, come from a rich white family, why the hell would you leave your rich white family to go lay up with a broke black man? What sense do that make? Why lose everything you were raised to have? You were raised up to have certain things. Why throw it all away for poverty? Poverty. feel? Poverty? Ooh, that's a special type of woman right there. That's special. But just pearly things, she ain't one of them types. She gonna, even if she do sleep with, the occasional black man or whatever, you just something to sleep with until she, get that bag. Whether it's black or white. She'll get a white bag or a black bag. Either one. Yeah. But I have a video that talks about black men need to be corrected. If they need to be corrected. I'm not saying all black men need to be corrected. Some black men, like I said earlier, they're disciplined, they're self-disciplined, they're well-trained to be husbands, to be fathers, to have jobs, to provide. And some men are trained to be able to handle being equally yoked, meaning that their spouse may have the same, educational opportunities, employment opportunities as them, and they know how to juggle the home in a way. These are men now, black men. They know how to allow their wives to, I won't even use the word allow, but be supportive of their wives having careers so that they both can have careers and they both can enjoy the kids. They both can have, finer things in life. There are some black men out there like that. But most of them, the ones that's watching Pearly Thing, they ain't rolling like that. They ain't balling. Not at all. I'm just dragging. They are not balling like that. So, I think you may need to listen to men, be led by men. I mean, of course, watch YouTube videos of women to see what we're talking about. Of course, watch us, but don't be led by us. You can have us on your panels or whatever. Those of us who are willing to do that, go up on those panels and be cussed out by y'all and degraded and called the B word and, the way y'all treat, how y'all be talking to those women, y'all think it's a good thing. So, I don't think women need to be governed by men. I mean, if you're married to a man, that's different. You have to submit to one another. That's different. But men just, on YouTube cussing black women out, thinking that cussing them out and calling them black holes and all this stuff is gonna fix the problem. I just don't see that. It ain't gonna happen. Okay. So, I don't see it being successful at all. At all. So that's why men need to just stick to male content and women need to stick to women content. Because you men are not coming off in a healthy way. You're coming off in a very negative way that's not well received. Are there some black women that follow these men? Yeah. There are some black women who do. Yeah. There's somebody for everybody. But I want to be with the group of men when I clearly see the split, which men fall on which side of just pearly, what is her name again? Pearly things. Which side of the fence they fall on? I want to be on the side with the guys who are supportive of women. Because I already know the men that are not supportive of women and think we're just all a bunch of, black bees, hoes, running around, just supposed to just give it? Why make women beg for something that God ordained? God commanded and ordained men to provide for their families. If you got a family, if you got a woman, children, you're supposed to take care of them. You're supposed to do that per God. It ain't got nothing to do with sex. Now, it takes sex to make kids, yeah. But what I'm saying, when you first get married, you don't have kids when you first get married, supposedly. You know what I'm saying? You do things the traditional way, the current system's way. Then you, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm just paying attention to my driving. But yeah, I mean, like, if you go according to the traditional way, I forgot what I was saying. I'm sorry. It'll probably come back. But yeah, it's clear to me which side, then I'm gonna try to reach out to some of those men. I may try to reach out and see if I can, just be supportive of them if they're willing to be supportive of me. That's it. Some type of mutual, reciprocal type of thing. Otherwise, for the most part, I'm gonna stay away from those other guys because they're just too negative. All the name calling ain't necessary. I mean, they really be degrading. I mean, they like black hoes, black bees, y'all, hyenas. I mean, it's just like, huh? This is professionalism? But then I heard this one guy that I was listening to, he was saying that, he was in prison and all this kind of stuff. So, I guess if you are allowed to basically step out of prison and get on a platform, ain't no telling what's going to come out your mouth. Ain't no telling what's going to come out your mouth. When black men go to prison for a long time, and they probably wasn't raised by their daddy, you can tell black men that wasn't raised by their dad. You can tell. Or the ones that's raised by their dad, and their dad was running around, being unproductive. Didn't do right by the family. And some men, let me tell you, some men will actually pay all the bills in exchange for freedom to run around running the streets. So I don't see how that's any different. I think black men are equally guilty. Black men will use money to get pussy. They use money to get pussy. So you got the kinds that think that women use pussy to get money, and then you got men that use money to get pussy. It goes both ways. And I think there are more men that use money to get pussy. But that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's not even about usury. Men are supposed to provide. Period. Who says that you have to have sex to provide? You don't have to have sex with nobody to provide. Sex ain't got nothing to do with provision. Provision is ordained by God. Period. What if your wife is sick, has an illness, and she cannot have sex with you unless it's extremely painful and she gotta go to the hospital every time you have sex because it's so painful because she got an issue? Then what? You're not gonna provide for her no more? You're not gonna take care of your wife no more because she can't have sex with you? Because it hurts her physically to have sex? You're not gonna feed her no more? You're not gonna buy her no more clothes? You're not gonna give her a roof over her head? You're gonna divorce her? Are men willing to stop having sex to prove that they can be providers without sex? Are men willing to do that? Are y'all? I don't know. I don't think y'all willing to give up sex to prove that you obey God and provide for women and children outside of sex. to see that man. I want to see that man. So if that's the case, then yeah, men use money to get sex. If you're willing to leave a woman due to quote unquote lack of sex, if you don't want to provide for her no more due to lack of sex, then you are the kind of man that use money to get sex. Instead of just simply knowing that men should be providers. You should just know that. And it shouldn't be a problem. Whether you have sex once a day, 5 times a day, it shouldn't matter. Because you're a provider. If you don't even get sex at all, it shouldn't matter. You're a grown man who obey God. If you're, well, on my show, we're believers over here. We're believers from the tribe of Judah. So the people I'm talking to, I'm assuming you're a believer from the tribe of Judah, or you're one of our friends. You are a friend from another tribe, and we get along, and that's why you're listening to me. So there's really no point to be on my channel if you're not from the tribe of Judah, if you're not, if you don't resonate, if you're not a believer, you don't understand tribal life. Not that you have to live tribal life perfectly, because, most of us believe we're Gentiles and don't even recognize that we're from the tribe of Judah. So, but more and more of us are starting to realize who we are. And so again, black men and black women, we can have conversations all day long, but at the end of the day, Miss Just Pearly Thing, she needs to, accept that she's done her job. I call her Delilah. Because Delilah kept on going to Samson to get what she wanted. She kept going right up to directly to Samson, asking for what she wanted until she got it. Okay? And once she got it, she was gone. Got her bag and left. And I think that's what's happening here. These black men, they allowed this woman to keep coming up to them, coming up to them, coming up to them. And so now she didn't got what she wanted, which was really to divide them up, break them down, got them arguing. I heard 2 men on that one show that I was just watching before I put my video on. There were 2 black men arguing over this girl. She ain't say that. She ain't say that. Yes, she did say that. You a liar. They was going on. I'm like, listen to these black men raising their voices at each other over this 25-year-old white girl. I'm like, wow, it don't sound very masculine to me. Well, no, I take that back. Hold up. Let me stop. Let me fix this. Hold up. It don't sound very manosphere to me. There you go. The way the manosphere, the black manosphere conduct themselves, to hear them arguing over a white girl is like confusing. Like, wait a minute, I thought y'all don't even care about women that much, for real. I thought women have to kiss y'all butt. Just to even, I don't even know. To get bare bone minimum. They have to kiss your butt all over your butt just to get bare bone minimum. So, with that being said, how can y'all be so, up in the air about this woman that's just about to leave you? She's Delilah. And y'all Samson. Y'all strong men that's being taken down by a white woman. Some of y'all feel like she's the best thing since sliced bread. She teaching us, she employing us, she you know what, she all that. And then the other of y'all are like, she racist, nobody this, nobody that. You know what I mean? Y'all half and half. Split down the middle. The ones that love Pearlie and the ones that are just deeply offended that she came up in your space and took the mantle right out your hand. Cut your hair right off. She cut your hair right on off. Led you captive. I mean, I'm not like laughing as it's funny, but I'm like, dang, that was easy. Y'all made it so easy. Made it so easy. Made it very easy. And even before her, there was this a little white girl, another plain Jane white girl, but she looked like she might have been shorter in height. I gotta go find that one. I forget her name. I never really knew it. I don't know. But it was some white girl just before this Pearlie thing blew up. There was another white girl that the manosphere had to deal with. And then this happened. And then the one guy, a white man, has trademarked the name Passport Bros. Has trademarked your name. So you don't even own your image. You don't own your image. I just know it's getting tight out here. And things are changing and people are acting up and acting out because it's a lot of change happening at once. And it's happening fast and furious and people are just like, oh my God. It's not going to be as easy going forward to be in interracial relationship. It's not going to be easy. Not saying that it's ever been easy per se. I'm not saying it's ever been easy, but it's going to be harder only because of what the Bible says. It's not for the racial reasons that we think. It's because God scattered the tribe of Judah, and not just the tribe of Judah, but he scattered the tribes throughout the earth. And he said he was going to regather them. So when you scatter and then you regather, it may come off as racial. It may come off as hate. It may come off as, you know what I mean? Something other than God just simply keeping his word, which was to bring the tribes back. Now, how is that going to happen in the physical? I don't know. I can't even imagine it because we're all so scattered and so mixed up. But if God say he's going to bring the tribes back together, he's going to do it. He know exactly what to do, even if I can't even imagine it. All I can do from day to day is obey him. Obey him and encourage black men to look to God. Look to God, get in your word. Leave Pearlie alone. Let that white girl go back to her rich white world and do something else. But y'all black men, y'all need to let her go. And I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be hard for y'all. I feel for y'all. You know, I do. Because I know how attached y'all get to white women. I know how y'all do that. And y'all use the word preference. I get it. I understand. One of my kids was like, what's wrong with a preference? It's just a preference. I'm like, it's not just a preference. You have to understand every move you make. You got to be able to, I call it Afro algebra. Afro algebra is the kind of math, it's a life math. Life math. Meaning that depending on who you marry, depending on your kids, depending on the laws of the land, depending on, you know, how you mix up all this energy in your life will determine certain outcomes. It will determine certain outcomes. encourage black men to, follow God, be led by God, be led by the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit. Read your word. Read your word. You don't need to be led by women or men. I mean, you don't need to be led by women. You need to be led by the Lord. And not by Miss Pearlie. And you don't need to be led by me either. I'm just simply a woman who's expressing herself, sharing my journey with the world. Whoever watches, not the entire world, obviously, because I only have like a few hundred subscribers. But I'm out here. I'm out here sharing my story. And like I said, I appreciate the professionalism of just Pearlie thing, meaning that, she did her job. She, just like Delilah. Delilah went in there, did her job, got it done, and moved on. And, I have an appreciation for, women who know how to do that. Do what you gotta do and move on. So, it's time for her to go. Thank you for what you've done. It's been fun. Watching all this stuff, right? It's been fun. But it's time to go. It is time for these men. Oh, hold up. How you doing? Let me get back over. Okay, so yeah, it's time for black men to let her go, even though it may hurt your feelings. It's gonna hurt your feelings and your pride and all that. You gotta let her go. Pry your hands, black hands, off of her white skin. Pry it off. Let her go. It's gonna be okay, black men. It's gonna be okay. I love you guys. I love you guys. It's gonna be okay. You gotta let your white girl go. You gotta let her go. And y'all gotta put your head up. Put your head up. Get your own content. Stick with your own content, talking points, and learn among each other. And those of you who can't even deal with yourself or each other, then the white man gonna deal with you. You already know that. The white man gonna deal with you. One way or another. When brothers can't handle themselves, individually or collectively, the white man is waiting on you. It is what it is. And Pearl, just Pearlie thing, just might have been sent by them. White men know exactly how to bring down the black man. They sent Delilah. Because wasn't it some men who paid Delilah to go take down Samson? Wasn't it some men that paid Delilah to go take down Samson? I'm just saying. Now I sound like Dr. Umar. He always repeat himself. Dr. Umar cracked that. He'd be like, saying stuff over and over and over. I'd be like, but I still listen to him. Do I agree with everything he say? No, I don't agree with everything anybody say. But I do like to listen. I want to be listened to. So that's why I listen to other people, because I want to be listened to too. It's only fair. Okay, there's some trouble right there. And so, okay, so yeah, I want to be listened to, so I listen to other people. But it's time to let her go, guys. It's time to let her go. It's time to let her go. And I know it hurts. I know it hurts to let Pearlie go. That pearly white skin. I get it. I get it. I know y'all hurt. But as God separate the wheat from the tare, as He bring back the tribes together, as He command us to obey, because it says every tongue shall confess, every knee will bow, His Spirit will be just poured out on the flesh of men. place. Miss Pearlie is just the beginning. She's just one little pearl drop in God's way of separating the wheat from the tare. On all levels. All levels. This particular level is the good black man from the bad black man. That's what Miss Pearlie is all about. She came into on that plantation field, walking right down the, I don't know, cotton fields, walking straight down the middle of the cotton fields and said, this side and this side. And they said, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Miss Just Pearlie. Thanks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We gonna go in our respective places. You say over here, go over there. Am I supposed to go over here, Miss Pearlie? Over there? Okay. Y'all listen to Miss Pearlie now and getting y'all right spots so that women will know how to deal with you guys. We'll know who the good ones are versus the bad ones. Because right now it's hard for black women to tell who's the good man versus the bad man. It's really hard to tell. Thank you, Miss Pearlie. Thank you, Pearlie. I sure appreciate you, girl. Splitting the men's up so we'll know which ones is good and which ones is bad. Thank you. Now you can go move on. Go on. Go ahead on, Miss Pearlie. Go. Thank you for your help, though. Because I mean, I appreciate when people help me. I appreciate it. But when it's time for them to go on. Go on. Go on. But I know these black men, they hurting. I mean, their feelings is hurting. Their intellect is hurting. Because they've been thinking of slavery one way for a long time. And now Miss Pearlie say, it ain't that bad. When I beat your black ass, it ain't that bad. You better take it. And it's a black man on out there. It's some video of a old black man, an old behind black man, letting a white woman, and she old too, kind of look like Pearlie when she get older. Miss Pearlie, when she get older, is gonna look just like that black man. I mean that white woman who is kicking and hitting a black man on the floor. It's a black man laying on the floor, letting a white woman kick him and hitting him and punching him and stuff. That's gonna be Miss Pearlie. She whipped y'all asses into shape. Thank you, Miss Pearlie, for whipping them into shape. But it's really the white man's job. It's really not a white woman's position to be over black men like that. That's just not. No. And I'm not saying because we black women want to do the job. We already know we can't. We already been drugged through the mud trying. It's just your turn. But I'm saying you need to leave because I hate to see a rich white girl be drugged through the mud. I hate to see that. It's sad because it's an unnecessary deed. It's unnecessary. It's enough that we black women go through it. It's enough that we go through it. And then when we have volunteers just come over to our side, it's like, huh? What's wrong with you? You rich. You white. Go over there. Stay with your people. Why come down here in the valley of Shadow of Death, just to check to make sure we have a pulse? Is that what you're doing? So you can make sure we die? We're gonna kill off our men, divide them up. Good side, bad side to everything. I can see the good side of Pearlie's mess, and I can see the bad side of her mess. You know. At this point, you know, to me, at this point, she hasn't created as much harm as she can if these men don't leave her alone. If they can't take their hands off her, if she can't loosen their grip, if she can't push them away, kick them out of her face, if she can't do that, it's just gonna get worse. And it's gonna be sad watching either she destroy black men in general, on a, not on a physical level, but, just YouTube is very powerful. And some of these, like I have a grandson that's 13, that's a teenager. And my grandson is aware of some of this thinking out there. 13. And so, I always try to talk to him and help him have a more independent mindset. You know what I mean? More independent thinking. Yeah, please consider what other black men are saying and doing. Please think about it, consider it. But please be independent-minded in your actions as a young man. So, because I know men raise other men. I'm not a man. I don't want to be a man. And I'm not trying to create men. I raised 2 boys. They're adopted. I adopted 2 black boys. One is probably, majority African American. And then the other one is clearly biracial. He has a white mother and a black father. So I have a biracial son that I raised. He looked like Drake. My son looked like Drake. And then my other son, he's lighter complected, but he's not known to be mixed. But he's lighter complected. So, I've raised 2 boys. I did a decent enough job, I think. How do you know? Because once they, hit like 13 and stuff, I pretty much, we all still lived in the same household, but I pretty much turned them over to their dad because I can't make them men. All I can do is raise them and then turn them over to their daddy. That's it. And just be there for support. That's it. That's all I've done. Raised them real hard and then turn them over to their daddy and just be there for support. And now that their daddy left me for a white woman, after 25 years, so now I'm doing this solo. That he and I don't talk at all. And, now I got these grown men. He's still in their life. Less and less. Because white women, they suck up all your energy. Not every single one. But in this case, she's sucking up so much of his energy till he's not really being there for the boys the way I believe he should be. The way I think he should. If had he not walked out on me, my boys would be further ahead of the game. But because he walked out on me and has gone to another woman, especially a white woman, he's pulled back not only from me, but he's pulled back from the kids. And he's not treating them the way that we treated our kids. He's not treating our kids the way we treated our kids. So we're divorced, and now he's treating our kids much less. And people would say, well, kids is wrong. What attention do they need? Well, they're not independent adults yet. They're not standing on their own 2 feet yet. So that means they still need their daddy. But their daddy is giving this white woman attention that they still need. It doesn't matter if she's white right now, no. Even if it was a black woman, Indian woman, Korean woman, Chinese woman, any woman right now would be an interference. Any woman that he would be with right now is not a good idea because of the lack of attention going toward the boys. But because it's a white woman, I like to just kind of like, make fun of that. And so that's why Miss Curly thing, that's so funny to me. But it is just weird to watch these black men just, drooling all over her and crying and whining on the internet over her, arguing at the top of their voice. She didn't say that. She didn't say that. Yes, she did say that. I'm like, really, y'all? But again, it reminds me of what Delilah did. Delilah's focus was one black man, but Miss Pearly thing, she didn't took out a whole, like, just thousands, multiple thousands of men just came and split them right down the middle. I'm like, wow. She come from money. She's clearly paid to do this. Clearly paid to destroy the continuity and community consistency of black men. It's going to take a minute before the black manosphere recover from the damage of Miss Just Pearly thing. And if they don't get rid of her fast, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. It's going to get to the point that black women will have to deal with her. If they don't handle their business, black women will have to. Because the more she get away with talking about us, you think we gonna just sit back and take that shit? How long do you think black women gonna sit back and take the shit that Miss Pearly thing is dishing out? How long do you think it's gonna happen? And yeah, there's a black girl out there. She's telling the truth, though. She's telling the truth. That's why you can't stand her. Well, I don't know her. So it's not that I can stand her or not. You know, I was standing her. I was listening to y'all videos. I was listening, you know, to the ones I could, you know, as often as I can, you know. I listened to y'all. But when she started talking crazy, and it was pointed out the way it was pointed out, and then they're going back like 9 months ago, finding videos of her talking about the same thing, you know. So this ain't new. Talking about slavery in the manner she did with the blue-haired white boy. She had this conversation months ago with somebody else. She had it with a black girl. Well, the girl looked mixed. She kind of looked mixed, you know. Like she had black in her, but she had something else in there too. And so she's sitting there like she's the expert schooling a black girl on slavery. And this black girl's sitting there, because she's young, you know, too. So she's sitting there like, oh, wow, all impressed and shit. Now, there were times she looked conflicted, but she realized that, oh, I'm on her show, so. But if Miss Pearly thing keep getting away with this, if she keep getting away with this, somebody gonna go off on her. Somebody gonna go off on her. She gonna be on a panel, and them black girls gonna get her. I'm from Detroit, okay? And when I was in middle school and elementary, middle school, high school, when a girl said or did something out of pocket enough, she get jumped by a whole crowd of girls. It could be one girl and 10 girls on her, and it'd be like hundreds of kids, like a swarm of bees or something, just following the fight, following it, you know, all across the playground, the schoolyard, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, black men may be arguing and crying over her, but if they don't protect her by getting her out of this space, the longer she hang around, she ain't gonna be able to fight off the black women that's gonna be coming after her. She ain't gonna be able to fight them all. I'm not talking physical fighting. No. She gonna be attacked and attacked to no end. She won't even be able to go to the local store and get groceries without somebody, you know, rolling their eyes, confronting her. It may never be physical, you know. I mean, we grown, come on. But, you know, a white woman can only go so long playing this role. It's like she's the opposite of, is it Jane Elliott? I think that's her name. Is it Jane Elliott? You know, the older woman. She's an older white woman now. But she was the one that did the eye color experiment. Maybe I'll post it in this link too. The eye color experiment. She took some white kids back in, I think it was the 70s. It was a classroom full of white kids, no black faces in the room. And she did the blue eye versus brown eye kids. And she was able to divide those kids based on, you know, they began to hate each other. I mean, they were friends one day, but because she said enough hate, she spoke enough hate to them that it divided the kids. Kids that got along the day before, the day after, the day of the hate speeches, the kids started to act out. They started to act out. So that's exactly what happened here. This girl has talked her shit and divided black men based on slavery. If slavery was as bad as history claims, we making shit up about history. Slavery. We're making it up. It's embellished. We're just some black people who went through a little slavery and it's over. So you guys need to, you know, get over it. It wasn't that bad. Kind of thing. So yeah, you're gonna have some black men that's like, yeah, Miss Pearlie, right. Slavery sure wasn't that bad. I didn't mind getting beat and lynched and, you know, I didn't mind being forced to work for free. I ain't mind. Miss Pearlie, you're right. Slavery wasn't that bad, Miss Pearlie. And then you got black men that's like, what did that white woman say? What did that white woman say? And they take an offense, a deep offense. The fact that she can even depart her lips. And speak such a way. And then you got men that can't stand what she said. They can't stand it. It breaks their heart that she spoke like that. And they still don't like black women though. You have pro-black men that are married to or living with, sleeping with Miss Pearlie types. They're pro-black, but they married to, sleeping with the Miss Pearlie types. And don't see nothing wrong with her speaking the way she speaks. I have heard white women call black men their husband and their husbands and their boyfriends and stuff, calling them nigga, and you know, they be trying to, you know, mimic. They try to mimic black women. I've been around them. Friends with them. You know, intimate with them. And I just be like, I can't believe these men taking this. They taking this. Okay. That's why I say a white woman cannot rule over a black man. She has no business in that position. No business. Unless God send her in. That's different now. Now, if God send her in to create this separation, fine. Just like Delilah. God allowed Delilah to go in there and get Samson. Take him down. He allowed her. She got her bag and left. So that's why I'm advising this just Pearlie thing. You did your job. You did your Delilah work. You did that work. Now it's time to go. It's time to go. Get your bag and go, girl. And I would just close it down. And you know, you gotta luxury. Ain't like, she created a division among thousands of black men. Thousands. And all we black women can do is, it ain't even got nothing to do with us. That's the thing. It ain't got nothing to do with us. And I know there are black men that'll say, well, if y'all wasn't so ratchet and hoish and whatever they say about us black women, then she wouldn't be here. Men are funny. But she's not on our platforms. She's not on our platform every day. She on y'all platform. So y'all let her in. We ain't let her in. You did. She's not on our platforms. She on your platform. Now, am I saying she's never been on a black woman's platform? I don't know. Because I don't know her like that. I haven't followed her. I've seen her on Black Men's Show. I saw them giving her a bunch of praise. And then this happened. And then I see black men split up. And I'm like, what the heck did this brother do? Out here in these plantation fields. What did she do? Wow. Okay. Well, now I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to take advantage of it. And I'm going to find out which black men are truly, sincerely supportive of black women. Truly and sincerely. Truly and sincerely. Find out. It's going to become more and more obvious. It's going to become more obvious. Okay, I think I'm going to stop this video and start another one. I'm going to do a whole bunch of videos. Y'all going to be driving with me all the way to Florida. I'm going from Michigan to Florida. And I'm somewhere in Ohio right now. On 95. Heading south on 95. I wanna what time is it? Let's see. I want to go to that. Remember I was telling y'all, if that church, not church, but if that college campus is still having that prayer, I wanna go. Hopefully it's like on this, not too far off my path. It's not too far off of my path. So, I can swing by, do a little prayer if you don't know it. Because I got to stop overnight in Kentucky anyway. That's what I have to do. So when I stop for gas, I have a half a tank. It only took $36 to fill up my tank. I was like, okay, not bad. 36. Because it's been more than that, a few times in the past. Alright guys, thank you for listening to me. I'm just talking. I could be right about some shit. I could be wrong. I'm just talking. Like everybody else. Everybody else on the internet doing the same thing. They can be right about some stuff. They can be wrong about some stuff. We just talking. And talking's good. Talking's not a bad thing. I ain't got a problem with nobody talking. But I do feel uncomfortable though, hearing black men arguing like that on these platforms. I must admit. I do feel uncomfortable. It just it hurt my ears. A lot of times I have to just turn it off. Listening to yell at each other, call each other liars, and over a white girl though, you know what I'm saying? Over the topic of how can black men disagree whether or not slavery was embellished or not, whether slavery was as bad as projected or not. And just because Alex Haley shared a story doesn't mean that it's not based on truth. Just because, because when it comes to movies, you take truth and then you build from the truth to create this image on a screen. So yeah, it's a movie. But some movies and TV shows are based on truth. Does it mean every single second of it is from the actual true story? No. In order to sell the product called movie or TV or whatever, you're going to add some drama to it. This is life. But at the end of the day, can't nobody say that feeding black babies to alligators was not that bad. At the end of the day, can't nobody say black lives hanging from trees was not that bad. Can't nobody say being beat with a whip because you didn't make your cotton picking quota is not that bad. Can't nobody say that. Regardless to what the movie roots, how much was true or how much was made up for the drama of the movie, who cares? All these slave movies, we have thousands of slave movies out there. Do you think every single one of them slave movies, every second of the 2 hours is 100% factual? Probably not. They're movies and TV shows. But did slavery happen? Yeah. And did people work and didn't get paid and just had to live wherever they were allowed? Little shacks or tents or whatever the hell they had to live. And eat whatever they were allowed to eat. They didn't have freedom to choose where they lived or what they ate. They were treated like less than children. And I don't even know what that is. I don't know what's less than a child. What's less than a child? But whatever that is, that's how we were treated. But she and her blue-haired friend want to act like it's not that big of a deal. They need to stop making it seem like it's so freaking bad. My Lord, Jesus Christ. That's why they gotta go. That's why they gotta go. Because if it wasn't that bad, then that means you guys are gonna lead us right back into it again. With no, I mean, is it her past? Is it her staff of black people underpaid? Are they underpaid? I don't know. I'm just asking. Payment was mentioned or something. Her staff being paid, they black and all this kind of stuff. Or African or whatever names they give us. There's so many names out there, you know. I even heard today that Africa is not the original name of Africa. That continent was named something else originally. Some other name started with an A and K something, you know. But apparently colonizers came up with the actual word Africa. And when you break up the word Africa, it means something in particular. Interesting, just interesting. All right, guys, love you. Thanks for just listening to me as I drive. Again, you know, it's not scripted or anything, just rambling. Some of the stuff may make sense, it may be correct, and some stuff may not make sense, and it may be wrong. I don't know, you know, just talking. Thank you for listening. It's been an hour and 45 minutes. Woo-hoo. I will be definitely making some short videos off of this one because it's so long. All right, guys.